Marvel making it to top 8 winners with a that Lucario, and a lot of interesting matches happened today already.
Yeah, listen, sometimes the more it changes, right, the more it stays the same. Here in Tri-State, the high tiers might get a lot of work done, but sometimes all you need is a low tier and a dream. Speaking of, though, we've got right the top tier getting all the work in the world done in this bracket this weekend in terms of Steffen Steve going up against Wario, BeatyBean, piloting the Old Faithful, as opposed to the Mii Brawler he sometimes pulls out of as of late.
Oh, don't even get me started with Me Brawler. That's one of the characters that has been flying on the radar of a lot of players, especially during this kind of meta with the flipper and as well as many things you can do. But a vehicular collision happening on there with the minecart as well as a bike. But both of them kind of playing out this neutral. And like it from BeatyBean, actually utilize the projectiles. You're not really something that you would think with Wario, and having to play a little bit back. The chip damage working out, and as well as in the percent to kind of get these setups in, but all of a sudden, Steffen on 83%, has diamonds ready to go, but is unable to do anything with so far.
BeatyBean just has not gotten touched yet, playing absolutely surgical, like the Mii Sword Fighter, not Mii Brawler, my apologies, chat, that he keeps in that back pocket right now, though, utilizing that bike up for which he is known, and just pressuring this shield like there's no tomorrow. Steffen just still has not found a way in as BeatyBean marches towards what might be a 0 to death.
And a 0 to death is gonna be it. An up smash out of shield. I like that. Unafraid to just kind of hold it out on there. Doesn't go for the usual push off of the Minecraft table where you can kind of get them off and the diamonds just takes a little bit longer to get on there. But instead, on this, neutral has yet to be touched at all. Ritual. Steffen is playing so well. I mean, getting boxed out so well. I just say, as BeatyBean showing out how the matchup finally gets grabbed, but not the most amount of damage.
Hey, Wolfie, you spoke it into reality, and Steffen finally playing well enough to get that initial hit, only getting 38 for his troubles, and while that might seem like a solid amount for Steve, especially when you can get these resources and extra diamond, the truth of the matter is, right, Steffen still just has only been able to find that one singular advantage state, and now with Waft online, he is playing from a mile down under, and even all the wealth in the world might not be enough to save him.
Yeah, but a fast fall up there be able to do anything else, but getting the jumps being called out on their resources are low, and iron was gone, but the diamond sword breaks, able to craft it right back up on their BeatyBean. Honestly, you're still in percentage where you can get a waft setup, but instead throwing out all these projectiles, wanting to kind of continue it ongoing, has the max waft ready to go, trying to fish for the up airs. Up tilt misses, and it's going to lead into instead Steffen 64% in a blink of an eye. 79. It's something we used to just be so disgusted at, but at this point, it's just, you know, how the Steve gameplay works, how this matchup can go.
Wolfie, listen, I said that all the wealth in the world might not be able to save him. Well, guess what, guys? I underestimated capitalism, especially here in June, because Steven is making BeatyBean pay right now, giving him all that extra damage, right, utilizing the diamonds to their fullest extent, and now, right, pulling a second one out of the tank, has a third one as well. So much iron, so much stone, and the resources are just on lock. The snowball has achieved full form, and there is no stopping this blocky menace.
Yeah, but the defense block's not really in the way, so at least BeatyBean's got to hold on to that waft. Goes for the down throw, seeing if there's gonna be a panic air dodge, but Steffen remaining cool. And speaking of that air dodge, could be BeatyBean ripping out early, taking so much damage, and look at these hits over and over and over again. The rage is kicking in, the diamonds are kicking in as 65 turns into 69, and all of a sudden you're at kill percentage. Exactly what happens.
You roll in once. You roll in once. Wolf Scratch, and that's gonna be it. BeatyBean, you can see there, right, just shaking the head, recognizing that that's not the way he wanted this to go, especially after about as perfect a start as you could possibly have, right? The 0 to death complete domination in neutral, but just wasn't able to find enough pressure to counterplay the resource game, right? And when you can't countermanage Steve's resources, that's really where he's gonna find a way back into it. Steffen building that snowball and just never letting up.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to forget how it started off with a 0 to, like you said earlier. It should have been all there, but a waft wasn't even used. BeatyBean instead got to hit it with so much, as Steffen is able to get all these hits in and sneaking in with that gold, hitting it up on there. Look at that, 66 within a blink of an eye and a block to use as that pressure as BeatyBean trying to rely on this bike as there. And yep, Steffen says, look at that, just throws it away. Insurance got to cover that one as BeatyBean once again having to go through this hail of hitboxes and the trade not even working out.
Not at all. I like the idea to build that dirt little bump, right? Try to make like Excite Bike and throw an obstacle in the way of that there path, but not gonna do it. Beatty being able to find a pressure for a moment, but getting thwacked right off by that golden sword and the F smash swinging, and now the diamond online. Wolf Scratch, this one's starting to look grim for our hero, for our biker. However, when there's a will, there's a way, and Beatty Bean is never someone you can count out of that first off.
Yep. Plausible. Impossible. Not the two words that you'd want to kind of describe on there, but it's really rough at this point. BeatyBean using everything you can to try to starve on those resources, but look at the resources again that Steffen has. Great usage of the up throw. It's a nice little 1-2 hit. Let's roll with it. I mean, if you're BeatyBean, literally the best thing you can do, go for chip damage, and if you can stall long enough, maybe a waft can even it up there, but a lot of rage as well, so maybe a well-placed smash attack or a bear, but Steffen go ahead and continue on those resources. But look at the iron though, it's low as it slowly grows up on there, but there's only 2 pieces for now, so BeatyBean has a small window of opportunity, but it slowly disappears.
Yeah, the slightest of misspacings, right, for BeatyBean went from what was a surgical set of neutral gameplay positioning around that platform to getting hit all the way off, nearly losing his body. Now he has to do it again. One more mistake is all that it's gonna take. He tried to swing through the minecart with that back air, but you know what? If you don't space it perfectly, right, Steve just really gives you no room for error.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate there. Like, being for a usual character, it was an excellent call out on there. You usually want to call it like a double jump or a drift in, but that's a side B with a huge amount of priority powered up by the redstone rails as well. Great reactions by Steffen reading out that roll. That's going to be an up smash though. Got rid of the crafting table. You got to push Steve off, and instead reverts to the bike, gets a hit as a reward, but that's what I would like to see. Just push Steffen off, try to get a little bit of pressure on there, because all of a sudden having to deal with diamonds when you touch the floor, you have waft available. That's going to be the key to this.
Yeah, BeatyBean's done a really good job slowing the pace of the game down, playing for this waft, as you keep mentioning. But it's when he actually has to find the way in and force the engagement, and that he starts to struggle, right? Because every time Steffen is okay with the game getting slowed down, he's also getting more resources. He's also marching his way to an extra diamond, and then makes BeatyBean force the issue just like that. BeatyBean has to pick an awkward position around platform, and that's where Steffen just finds the checkmate scenario time and time again.
And 8 right through it. A quick 55. A quick 77. This is looking real bad for BeatyBean. Has to use everything to get back. No bike available on this recovery, but great usage of the aerial drift. The waft is available, but honestly, you're going to have to save it for the last stock at this point. Or perhaps maybe a miracle can happen, but only 38 on the second stock. BeatyBean is just kind of consistently getting walled out. There's a reason why this matchup can be seen as really difficult. All this movement could care less. It's Steffen just saying, yeah, you can do all of it, but I'm going to continue to get all these resources and throw out all of these attacks where you're risking on dying. Finally, the waft lands for the first time.
As you mentioned, Wolf Scratch, you've got to do this one the old-fashioned way, and those stubby hitboxes mean you're going to have to play this one near and perfect from here on out. That waft's going to come back again, right, with about 2 minutes left to the half waft, about a minute left to use that full charge option, so you have the chance if you can play for it. But again, you have to dance around these platforms, dance away from the lethal injection that is gonna be that diamond back there to your head.
It's literally a horror movie. BeatyBean's trying to do the best to get it out there. All these arrows are landing. Got it. Great little fastball. Excellent combo sequence. And iron is available, so it's going to be the back throw instead. BeatyBean doing a fantastic job with these throws. Doesn't hit off that block. Great little movement. A lot of range to work with, honestly. So if Steffen makes a big mistake that's too unsafe, an up smash on the shield might be able to take it at this point, but the grab lands. I don't think that's going to be an...
Unfortunate. It looked like he might have jumped there or something, because the angle he was DIing in, it didn't look like there was, it looked like there was a little bit of a pause there. Like he jumped or something, but that's not the way you want that to end. He was playing so perfect. He was platform camping, utilizing Wario's drift perfectly in combination with the bike, and then it just all fell apart there.
Yeah. I mean, I think the hardest part is that you had such a great, like, zero death here. And then everything else just fell apart. Like Steffen was just kind of able to come back on the matchup, and Honestly, it just kind of speaks a lot about how difficult it can be if you don't have that range. And even though Wario has like the air drift from the mobility, Stefan can just easily just use any of the tilts, even an up smash, to just quickly cut it out in there. And left B being just unable to do anything and quite flustered in that way as well, looking a little frustrated. And I don't blame you because it is a pretty tall order in this matchup. Because like even there, like usually it works out. You're calling out an option, but not when it's powered up and gotta kill you like that.
Yeah, BeatyBean just did such a good job playing that patient defensive game, really abusing Wario's ability to play neutral and that drift to his greatest strength. However, he just, in doing so, wasn't able to push the issue enough, right? He wasn't able to pressure these resources, and here at the end, yeah, it just looks like he didn't DI that quite right, barely going off the top in an awkward angle to make that one not come up the way he wanted it. Unfortunate end for BeatyBean there in winner's side. However, he is still going to have loser's side of bracket to make a run. But as you mentioned, this is a week where Jackal didn't even make top 8, right? There are killers down there, and BeatyBean's task to find a way to the top of this fusion bracket just got a whole lot harder.